I have in front of me here two 1.5 meter modular galvanized poles. Okay, so I'll just give you the basic dimension for a pole. The reason we have two of them together is I'm just going to show how they slot together basically, but they're sold individually. So the outer dimensions here is 38 millimeters, and the steel itself is 2.5 millimeter thick. Okay, so if you compare that to most masts that we stock on the website, generally we'd say they're 32 millimeters, and the thickness of steel would be less than that, so it wouldn't be as strong. So overall, these are very, very strong steel bars. And so I'm briefly going to talk about modular design of poles, the advantages, and why we'd want to use this. So the advantage of modular poles, of course, is that you can assemble a pole to exactly the length that you want, depending on the requirements of your particular job. The disadvantage of it is, of course, that it can be expensive because you have to use couplers with most designs. And the second thing is to join poles together or to go for a telescopic design. It's normally quite weak. But with this particular design, it's actually extremely strong. You don't need couplers, and it assembles extremely quickly. So let's just look at the actual design. There's basically a male and a female end to this pole. So this is the male end here. So you can see that it's been compressed and it has a triple shape here. Okay, it's sort of like a shamrock, I suppose. So you have 3 points here, and what we have there, and this will slot inside this pole, and this pole here then, we'll call this end the female end. And the first thing we'll notice here is there's quite a serious indentation here. And the idea would be that you'd slide this into the pole, it'd slide through that groove there, and what would happen then is you would have a good strong link on it. Okay? What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to quickly hop up and demonstrate this. So I'm going to lift this pole, I'm going to come across, and we can see here. Okay? So it slots together quite like that. And even at that, you can see it's quite strong and rigid, okay? It's quite strong. If you really wanted to make this extremely tight and actually have it function effectively as if it was a single pole, if you just got a hammer on the far end and tapped it in, it really will lock into position here extremely tightly, to a point where you wouldn't actually be able to pull it apart. And this is what we found when we're testing here. We just banged it on the ground, pushed it in. It's almost impossible to pull the pole apart afterwards. So what you have then is effectively you have a 3 meter long pole like that, and you'd use that, for instance, for mounting TV aerials, for let's say broadband masts, etc. Okay, so from that perspective, it's extremely good. Now, this modular format that we have here, we have these poles in 1.5 meter, and we also have 1 meter sections on it. And we've tested it, let's say, just in our own thing here, up to about 4 meters. But you could probably use it for far greater heights than that, depending on whether it's supported, and also, of course, on what you're mounting on top of it, okay? But it is definitely a great design. We really find that it works extremely well, let's say, for guys who are going out to jobs and they're just not sure, we'll say, if they're going to need a particularly long pole to get over, we'll say, some trees or masts in the area that's causing a lot of difficulty for them. What something like this is, they can be just brought along and assembled on site. So we have customers who buy these and our standard poles, but these are certainly quite good. Also, in terms of the price range that they're in, they're coming in very competitively, and they're certainly a stronger pole than the other ones, simply because of the general specification that is so much higher. So that's it anyway, an overview of the 1.5 meter galvanized modular steel pole.